Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the BNR Racing Network. Tonight here as we head to Talladega with the AMS Cup Series, AMS Racing League. We'll go over a little bit of the race information here as you see here. Talladega is a 2.6 mile track. Current track temps 105 degrees. It is 73% humidity. 73 degrees, 49% humidity, clear. Cloudy skies, 3 mile per hour wind. They do run fixed sets, 70% fuel, 1 fast repair. We broadcasted a lot of Talladega this week, so it's going to be a doozy. It's going to be a good one. Talladega high banked, although last couple of races that I broadcasted have been very exciting at the end. So hopefully these guys can put on an exciting Hello, Hartwell, thank you. JP, thank you for liking the stream. Thank you, like, share. Medlock, nice to see you out there. Yes, I'm up here for Talladega again, but you got Michael Cochran so far on the pole there, straddling that low seam there. So, can he get a little bit more of a faster time? We'll find out here. He's got a 52.8 at the moment. And I do believe he's going to lock in with that 52.8. So, right on board with Michael Carter here. Carter right now P10. So, then you got Antonio Bonani. Pretty interesting qualifying they have there. Bonani would be P11, 0.14 back from the leader as Keenan Miller. Oh, Baker, Brian Baker goes to the top. Can Miller do it? Carter goes to the top. Miller goes to P4. I do believe he does have one more lap. Can he get it to the top of the board this time by? As we saw there, Michael Carter shot to the top. First, second, and third are tied with a 52.88. So, as Miller comes out of turn 4, can he get it? Sean O'Brien will move up to P15. I actually like that. It's a nice looking paint scheme. You see Taylor, P10, moved up to the P10. I don't know if that was his second lap. I'm not too sure. So, I do believe that was. Well, anyway, I'm going to go over the starting grid here real fast. Starting P1 will be Michael Carter. P2 will be Brian Baker. P3 will be Michael Cochran. P4 will be Keenan Miller. P5 will be Greg Elliott. P6 will be Justin Openchowski. P7 will be Chris Ostrander. P8 will be Adam Bolton. P9 will be Will Roberts. P10 would be Jason Taylor. P11 would be Randy Sample. P12 would be Kevin Trzynski. P13 would be Aaron Spear. P14 would be Josh Farmer. P15 would be John Neckrich. P16 would be Sean O'Brien. P17 would be Antonio Bonani. P18 would be Michael Tucker. P19 would be Jonathan Mazzella. P20 would be Avery McDonald. P21 would be Matt Owens. P22 would be Clinton Collins. And P23 would be Joseph Madigan. Oh, so it is 94 laps. I thought it was 100. My bad. As we look at the front of the pace car there, .94 laps, so it's gonna be interesting. They do get 70% fuel, so about 28 laps of fuel, I do believe, if I can recall. So Michael Carter is going to be on the pole in that 98 machine. So do we see a lot of side drafting go on, or do we possibly see the 3x3 early, or does everybody get single filed out and just ride and ride until they find their teammates, and then make a charge to the end when it matters? So I'm going to do my best to bring you the best commentary that I got. So we're going to have some fun tonight. So I'll try to make it as exciting as possible as I can. So it's going to be a good show, especially at Talladega. Talladega is always good. Thanks to those who are watching out there tonight. You guys are awesome. A little super speedway action. Couldn't thank you guys enough for coming on out, that's for sure.
Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys.
As you see there, green flag is out as Michael Carter is going to lead the field to green as they go into turn 1 and 2. Oh boy, already dropping down early. So far 2 lanes, more cars on the bottom. Outside's a little short-handed, but there are some gaps down there on the bottom, which could play a factor with cars from the outside lane dropping down. So as we saw that Van Halen machine do that right on the start, and just like that, now we got Roberts going to the top. So we're going to see a lot of Dyson. Oh, it's Will.
Yeah. I snuck in right as we went green. You're seeing drivers, kind of trying to pick and choose which lane their car is going to be suitable in, which lane is having the momentum, which lane is moving. Drivers like to go in the moving lane, which one is actually gaining ground on the other. That inside lane looks to have the cars, but the outside kind of has the momentum. It's hard to pick and choose which lane you want to get in, because you're almost committed to that lane once you get in it, right, Brian? Because it's you're waiting for holes to open up or some type of space to maybe jump up or down.
Well, you see there, the 82 is trying to get that third lane going, but nobody wants to go with him, Will. So he is going to be the lone wolf to the outside there.
That's Miller in the 82. Just getting freight trained on that outside lane by everybody. He's going to have an opening to get in front of Avery, I do believe.
Yes. There was a three-way tie for the pole.
That's intriguing.
They qualified a little different. So coming out of 4, never seen it, but coming out of 4, they were allowed to use the apron, which is new to me. I'm like, oh, okay, that's pretty new. But there's quite a few of them that done it, but that's the first time I've seen that. So. You see here, they are just getting comfortable at the moment. Oh, Taylor. Well, I'm sure these boys...
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I was going to say, we've seen a couple of close calls where drivers were either coming up or down to get in front of another competitor. There's going to be a lot of that tonight, this 94-lap event. 250 miles here, that's half the distance of an actual cup race, so this is the distance of an actual truck race.
Boy, well,
we've got one car, is it?
That's
yeah, that's Roberts. Yep, dragging the wall down, don't know why or what happened for him to go way up there. Oh, I think there was some type of contact up front. Between him and another, maybe Elliott or Baker. Not 100% sure, but there was contact between him and one of the front runners that was leading this pack. Hate to see that for Will. So these drivers probably going to get the same amount of fuel that we saw the BNR Cup Series get Thursday or even Saturday.
Yep.
So possibly anywhere between 25, maybe 33 laps of gas. Who knows?
It just all depends.
Yep, how hard they are running, charging, and who's saving the different ways of saving gas. What all are you doing while you're in the pack? What is your throttle percentage at? Like I said, how aggressive are you with the gas pedal? Especially while going around the 33 degrees of banking here. Can you believe that the tri-oval is 16.5 degrees of banking?
Is it really?
That's what it says.
Could be.
I didn't even have to look it up. I've had to read it like 3 times this week. I know it by heart now.
I was going to say, I'm sure you're about burnt out on it.
I mean, it is what it is.
It was like I told everybody. Yes, Brian, this is for sure. But always the last lap's always the exciting. I'm sure you've seen quite a few of them. So, hopefully,
Yeah, these plate tracks get real intense on those crunch times, like it may look intense right now. It may be intense as far as like, cars kind of getting shuffled out, or there's a couple of bumper cars going on at the moment, but we're only 7 laps into this race. It may look like, the final 7 laps, but I tell you, it's not yet.
Nope. Well, you got that big old line on the bottom. You see Roberts about a half a turn in front of these guys, and then you have whoever that is in the back there. Hold on, I'm not familiar with it, so I want to say Clint Collins. Yes, that's who that is. Clint Collins up back here by himself in the lonesome. So
I think Will had to pit. Something happened. He's losing almost a lap. He's going to be a lap down in just a moment. I think he may have drafting help with Owen, though, or Owens may be tucked up with Roberts.
I think so. But you see there Kevin Krasinski on the outside with the 77, the 41, the 42, the 24, and the 98, and the 94. So they are trying ever so hard to get that outside lane moving, Will. They're not really side drafting, so they're giving them that breather in between the cars. So, a lot of these guys, a little bit too early, and some side drafting can stall them out like that, as you see Openchowski with that bobble on the bottom lane there, as Trozinski was side drafting a little bit. Not too much, but just enough to give him that, upset the rear a little bit, give him that bobble.
Coming out the corners here, it's very easy to get that bobble, that transition, coming off the banking onto these relatively flat straightaways, right, Brian? So you could, if the tires get to the point to where, they've been on the car forever, if you don't, like some drivers don't really believe in changing tires whenever it comes to Daytona, Talladega races, so they may have the tires on all race, and the car may not be able to stick or handle as well once you go up to block all the lanes of traffic or something to that extent. You got to try to make your moves, but those tires have been on the car all race, hypothetically, and it's going to be. Yes, exactly. It can. It doesn't mean it's going to, but it possibly can. So we see Tucker and Elliott and KT in the 12 working excellently together. They have a good trio trying to pull slightly away from the pack.
Now you see there, those two on the outside, Will, are now 1 lap down of Roberts and Owens. So it's going to cause the 3x3 reaction here, as that inside lane is carrying that momentum, Will, of the 91 and the 77 and the 41, the 42, and the 98. All right there in the middle, as Will Roberts and the 10 is going to continue to stay on the outside. Maybe try to tuck in behind Sample there and help them out, or unless the 98 and 94 is going to jump up to the outside lane and pick up Will and Owens. So coming to lap 13 of 94, you see there the 24 gives a shot to the 98, which goes into the 77 and gets him a shot around the 91. But now the 77 is going to stall that out, and he'll be caught in the middle, Will, as the 91, 98, and 94 continue to straddle the outside lane there.
Yeah, now it's a bit of a 4-car breakaway, it looks like, trying to peel away, or 5-car, breakaway. What is the track temperature by chance, Brian? I kind of got in late, as we know, so...
Nope, you're right. When they started off, it was 110 degrees.
110 degrees when they started. What's it at now?
107.
So it's dropped a little bit, so but it's still above, that 100-degree mark. So it may be a bit slippery, slick, once the tires start to wear a little bit. Like we talked about Daytona Talladega, the tire wear isn't normally drastic or anything to that nature. So shouldn't feel too much of a complaint from the tires. But like I said, if they've been on the car the entire time, they may, once you need to make some maneuvers, that handling may or may not be there. As we see everybody kind of getting in line, but some drivers wanting to still be racy. Nothing wrong with that.
Yep, you see there the 76 pulls out with the 91,
and the
98, and the 94. Gonna try to get that third lane going as the 76 and 91 continue to stay in that middle lane. So, and Will, as being the leader, you are burning a lot more fuel than everybody else behind you.
Yeah, you're basically the coal train or the steam engine, if you will, powering the locomotive going around the track, or the steam engine in the ship trying to get it across the Atlantic, right? So like you just said, you're producing the speed that everybody's carrying behind you in the draft. You're leading that. You are puncturing the hole in the air for everybody else, but at the cost of you draining your fuel more. You're going to be going, hopefully, just as quick as you need to be, but that means that say the third or fourth car, even the first car behind you, will be able to work that gas pedal, just keep pedaling, bobbing, or just kind of maybe go at 60% throttle if you're the fourth car in line, and you can save a lot of fuel that way.
So
I've known some.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, you saw there Madigan drops down, left the 91 up there on the outside lane, but now he's getting a massive run and looking to bring the 98 with him. Is Madigan going to jump back up there? Probably not. He's going to probably continue to stay on the bottom lane there. So, as you see there, the 77 tucks back in on that bottom lane. So, we had a few people out there early on, Hartwell and Medlock. It was nice to see them out there. Much appreciated. Thank you, thank you. We got JP, old big dog, out there tuning in. So good to see a few of these fellas coming on out and tuning in to the BNR Racing Network with me and Will, as we call the Talladega race here from the AMS Cup Series.
You can just see that K2 is just giving Greg Elliott there really good secure pushes all the way around the track, giving them a good push. They've got Baker behind them. They're trying to control this race. So right behind them, they're navigating the lap car there.
Oh, just like that, they're making contact.
Oh, that could be huge. But I think they were able to keep it straight somehow, Brian.
Yes, they were. Those lap cars, I mean,
they were coming around Collins, putting Collins another lap down.
Well, he's now one lap down. So it took him a little bit before he got a lap down.
Oh, my apologies. Yes, one lap down.
You're good. That's a bad spot to pass, too, especially in that tri-oval there. So you see there the 8 going to give a shot to the 77 as Trzynski is going to give the 8 a shot. But now you got the 46.
Can we find another camera angle?
Yep. There you go.
That one was, yeah, that's a bit better. That one was, you couldn't hardly see anything. That's better.
I got quite a few camera angles here. Depends on whatever one you want. So you see there the 76 on the outside side drafting the 77, bringing the 46 and the 5 with him as the 77's on the bottom, trying to bring the 8 and the 12 as those guys were up in the front wheel, but then we had a little lap car there kind of got in the way there, so it kind of shuffled up the pack a little bit.
And that'll do it sometimes, trying to navigate lap cars or slower traffic. Once you are in the pack, trying to stay packed up, and all it takes is kind of slipping up past a slow car.
Yep.
Like you said, that's kind of how Greg Elliott and company lost the lead, trying to navigate by.
Oh yeah. Just like that, Farmer goes up to the front.
"21 laps in, no caution at the moment. Caution free so far, just like at Daytona for the most part.
Yeah.
Haven't got to halfway yet. Halfway, I think, is lap 47. So,
I think so, yeah. You see
Greg Elliott getting a good run here on the bottom, back up to Manigan. That outside lane can be strong when it needs to be at times. Now they're getting kind of logged back in a log jam here. The momentum kind of freezing a little bit.
That it is. Kind of stalling out a little bit there. But that's a super speedway though. Oh boy. Look at that little
Farmer
bobble
got
up there.
Yep. The 94 almost took Farmer off-centered and almost spun him around, I do believe, while he was trying to side draft the bottom lane. I think that's what happened.
Yeah.
Can we switch camera angles, please, again?
Yep.
Like a different, TV, like a different one that's kind of looking at the cars coming at them. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Nice.
I knew it was there somewhere.
Yeah, I just had to click on it, find it. So Baker leading this field at the moment. I want to call him Oppenheimer so bad, but that's not his name. And yes, I bet he's Polish.
Oppenheimer's a very good movie.
Oh, very, very good movie. What's his first name? The driver of the 5 car. Because
Justin.
I can't. Well, Justin. There we go. Justin. I don't want to try to butcher his last name, but Justin. He's having a good run tonight. So, pit window I do believe is open now, Brian. They're lap 24 coming to 25. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see pit road takers here on this lap.
Just like that. Oh! Can he get it slowed down? Awesome job. You can. I keep forgetting how long it is. You can hard charge and then get slowed down in time. I'm good for that.
So Greg Elliott, TK, KT, coming down with, who else is in that? That's Ostrander, I believe.
Miller, Elliott, Ostrander, Trzynski, and McDonald.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir. Well, now, when do we see the next group come down? Probably this time.
I really like the Chad Gable gimmick whenever he was like, yeah, thank you.
You see there, Tucker, O'Brien, Taylor, and a few others are pitting too as well. Once it cycles around. No, that's it. Tucker, O'Brien, and Taylor in the pits.
And we're going to see multiple groups coming down. This big lead group, I believe, is going to get separated here during this cycle of pit stops, Brian. If it stays green throughout the cycle and even after the cycle, we're going to see some separation because different strategies are coming into play. Whether people are taking no tires, just enough fuel to make it to the next pit stop, maybe right side tires. Some people, love taking a full pit stop, 4 tires and gas, like, that old Dale Earnhardt mentality. I'm not leaving till you give me 4.
Yes. Well,
So
if you're gonna make up the
yeah, if you're
time,
gonna make up time, you should just do a fuel only stop. Hit your marks, fuel only. Like we said, just don't even worry about those tires sitting in that pit box. Only unless you get a caution, should you ever put on tires.
Right, and that's really the only time that I would.
Exactly. So we probably still have another maybe 3 laps before we finally see the pit cycle completely over. Maybe 4 laps. It just all depends on how long the drivers actually want to push it. Like we talked about, that fuel window could be anywhere between 24. Here we go. Yes, indeed.
So that'd be Madigan, Openchowski, Baker, Bolton, Carter, and Spear. So this big group here will be the last group to pit. Owens pitted, Roberts pitted. So.
And this last group consists of Farmer, Mazzella, Cochran, Sample, Neckridge, and Bonini. Mazzella just had, I want to say, shoulder surgery. Either that or elbows. It was one of the two that he just had. So pretty amazing to see him out here this quick from his injury or whatever happened to Mazzella for him to need that. Right? So I think he fell or something. I don't know the whole story, all the details, but he did injure one of his shoulders. Good to see him out and about. So this is the first group of pit stop takers that pitted just a few laps ago. They should be coming around to take the lead.
Yes, they should, which would be O'Brien.
Actually, no, this group I don't think is going to be the group that takes over. It's going to be O'Brien, Tucker, Taylor, Madigan that takes over.
Yep, I think you're right.
Yeah. Elliott and company, Kevin, they lost time somehow being the first group to pit. I think they lost a couple of they lost a couple of cars in their group. I do believe something happened to where they lost 1 or 2 cars, but O'Brien has now taken over the lead with Tucker, Taylor. I don't know who else he has in tow with him.
I think I think it's just the 3 of them.
Yeah, back to Madigan. That's 2 seconds, but where is that group? Because this is the farmer-led group. That's 6.5 seconds back. And they have a big line forming there. So that is the... Oh my, what is the... Ostrander. Something awry with Ostrander and possibly the 12 car?
I believe so.
Just got done with the pit cycle. Oh. That looked like a case of triple pushing. Something similar to what happened in the real race this past Sunday with the Toyota drivers going into turn 3, Brian. But riding on board now with Kevin, he's going to be trying to push Ostrander down the back straightaway, and he pushes him quite center for a moment, and then I want to say Ostrander is going to move a little bit to the right, or he's going to have to check up for Miller. I'm not 100% sure, but then Kevin, I think, just gets off of his bumper. Like it just kind of sucks him a little bit to the right. Brian, is kind of what it looks like. The arrow just kind of pulls him to the right. It looks like, and just kind of hooks him around. That was awkward with like the arrow and everything. Like Kevin just got a good suck or a good toe around Ostrander there. Yeah, pit road very busy. Everybody's probably going to come in, get a new set of tires if they didn't on the previous green flag cycle, and top off here. I don't see why you wouldn't come down and top off. We might see some drivers staying out, but I'm pretty sure everybody pitted. The ones that we do see stay out is the lap down machines. I'm not sure who's going to get their lap back here, but we'll figure that out in a moment.
Owens, from the way it looks.
I was going to say that. Yeah, I was going to say it's probably Owens. So first caution happening here just after the pit cycle or pit sequence occurs. Lap 30, I want to say, 31. It was one of the two. So pit stops had just completed.
Yeah, that was a very hard lick. But that was kind of like the who was it? The 40, was it the 43? Yeah, it was the 43 of Eric Jones. When the Toyotas got linked up and Bubba got that extra boost from behind him by John Hunter, and then unfortunately that sent him into Eric Jones, and then straight to the wall Eric Jones went. So, but he's just doing okay. They did release him from the hospital. He's doing all right. He tweeted out. So that's always good news. Like to hear it.
Yes, I did miscount last week. This is not the last race before the chase, so I miscounted. Yes, next week is the last race before the chase. Yeah, next week is Dover, so going some series kind of mimic or try to follow the best they can to the actual Cup schedule, or they kind of throw in, they kind of make it a half and half, like a fantasy / actual follow along schedule. So that's kind of cool to see. Dover next week, the Monster Mile, that's going to be a tricky place because the banking, it's basically like a roller coaster ride. So
that it is. I did a little practice laps there, but iRacing, boy, they got that track so slick. Boy, whenever you go into Nelly, that rear wants to kick out. So, but anyway, Will, McDonald's going to be the leader. And then it's going to be Madigan, Openchowski, Miller, Elliott, O'Brien, Taylor, Sample, Baker, and Tucker will be your top 10. Let me go back to your view here. There you go. So, I was doing a little test session, and then I ended up getting into a little Sebring, and that quite didn't go well. But
was it Sebring in the rain or something?
No, it was dry track.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's still a treacherous place. Flat concrete, old Army airport base.
There we go. We got a few more people out there tuning in. Oh, Skyler. Oh, Pete Woodrum. Nice to see you boys out there.
Yeah, Sebring's a very tough, difficult road course. One of the best road courses in North America, but
I like it
it's
once I got used to it.
oh, it's a very rhythmic track. If you can't get that rhythm, you're not going to have a good lap. None of your laps are going to be good. You need it all the way from the final corner, getting off that final corner properly. With if you can make it a good wide exit to have the momentum to go into that sharp, almost 90-degree, if not 95-degree left-hander into turn one. It's a little short shoot, and then you go through the, turn 2, turn 3B, and all those turns there. As you heard Brian Spotter say, green flag back out in the air. So everybody going to go up through the gears to get up into top gear, fifth gear here, high gear, whatever you'd like to call it. We see a lot of drivers coming in, topping off for fuel. Yeah, the giddy up gear. Giddy up, all right. So a lot of drivers restarting in that bottom lane. And that's probably because they came back in and topped off on the final lap before green. So Greg Elliott.
Yeah. Oh man, he's I'm getting out of that. No way.
Greg being pushed pretty aggressive. Avery being pushed pretty aggressively by Greg. And I don't think he liked how he was being pushed right there, so he just jumped up out of line and kind of fell to the back a little bit, which is understandable. What happened to my brightness?
Openchowski, Rock on the outside lane. Now they're starting to get a little bit more cars comfortable on the outside lane.
Oh, Jason Taylor had to peek out a little bit.
Bonani darted down to the bottom lane. He said, no, that's right. I'm coming down here in the bottom lane. There's more cars down here. So
I think he's lost again today.
Yeah, we did. Aaron Boone got ejected after the fifth pitch.
Oh my goodness.
Because a fan hollered something and they thought it was Boone and they ejected him from the game. So oh well.
Oh, well, indeed. Yep.
But he was upset about it, too. He was very pissed. But anyway, that's a heartbreaker for myself as a Yankees fan. So they got to slow us down eventually because we're 15-8 now. So why not help the Orioles get up there, I guess. But anyway, Carter on the outside, bringing the 94, the 77, and the 66 of Neckrich. Just very unfortunate, but
yeah, they're trying to get a lane going up high, but not really too many want to be committed to the top. Everybody's to the bottom at the moment, so
it's really about their comfortability, shall we say.
Yeah, you got to really trust yourself in wanting to be comfortable riding anything above the bottom lane, because you can be very comfortable on the bottom. You can feel secure, safe, as you're tucked in the bed at night or something to that effect. Like you're just, I'm comfortable riding behind this semi going down the highway. I'm just going to stay here. So that's how a lot of people feel in that bottom lane, right? So in that top lane, they can go all the way up to the...
Oh, that was about...
Man. I thought that was going to be huge.
So did I.
But did you know that there's a Trump spotter pack?
Is it?
Yeah, somebody made a Trump spotter pack.
I did not know that.
Yeah, some of the fellas last night, Jim and somebody else was telling me about it.
There you go.
I'm like, well, that was kind of hilarious. I asked the stupid question of, well, I wonder what that sounds like, and Jim's like, sounds like Donald Trump. Well,
You see there, 94th
yeah,
on the outside.
they picked up a couple of more on the outside, but it's all about trying to hold the prettiest wheel, the prettiest straight wheel possible when you're trying to be a member of that outside lane, any lane really in particularly, but especially up there in the high lane, medium to high lane. And then you see him just drop to the bottom, wanting to be a part, wanting to lead the train here. Yep. This is the top.
That's all of them.
Yes, it is all of them.
I think besides Clint.
Will Roberts having just a terrible night here at Talladega. Multiple laps down, and I might as well say out of the race. He's sitting in the pits, so don't know if he's going to be able to come back out or not.
Yep.
As we are closing in on the halfway mark, like I said, lap 47 is the halfway, so that's when we'll probably do our Crank It Up segment.
Yeah. But
these guys, go ahead.
I said, you saw there that Barton, Baker, Spear, and all of them did get to the front and dropped down right in front of these guys. Oh, we got a little blinky by Madigan.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that was Madigan, but yeah, you said correctly. Almost looks like Avery wanting to leave a decent gap in case him and Farmer and company, choose to jump to the outside, per se. You got Michael Cochran right there.
Problem is,
no, that's Sample. My apologies.
Yeah, that's Sample.
Just as well as I do, Brian, trying to lay off, back up, and try and get a run on the field in front of you can be difficult to do.
Yeah.
Because then you have to trust the drivers behind you to want to go with you instead of just freight training you by.
Oh yeah, if you ain't got no help, then you're going to be the lone wolf out there. Or if their teammates in the front, they'll work with you until you get up there, but then they'll help out the teammates. So,
as we see the telemetry from Sample here, averaging about 192 miles per hour.
Yeah.
So Bottinger leader, Baker in third position, Spear or second, Spear in third position, Carter fourth, and Justin in the 5 car is in 5th position. Madigan 6th, Greg Elliott 7th, Jason Taylor 8th, O'Brien in 9th position, and Sample in 10th position. That is the top 10 as they run. McDonald in 11th, Farmer, Mazzella, Bonini and Cochran would round out the top 15. Ostrander just outside the 15th position in 16th. But like we talked about, this is everybody here. This big 21 car field. This is everybody, all within just 2 1/4 seconds of one another in this big long procession.
It's going to be interesting when they come down in the pit road again.
Oh, I do agree. Like who's going to be able to stay with their drafting partner that they have found? Botton and Baker working really well together. They're obviously going to try to pit together, maybe.
Probably. I'm going to say it.
Maybe McDonald comes down with Botton. I think they're teammates.
Yeah. I think that's why he's probably just trying to hang on to Sample's draft. So whenever Bolton decides to pit, he'll still have enough of that toe there to keep him up there with him. Because you know how it is to important on capitalization to get into the pits. But you see there, Avery did lose that front pack there, so not by much. He's about there. So the other thing is keeping an eye on those Earl temps, especially when you're shoving. If you ask me, I blew up twice in officials, so just like that, you see there, Avery, they caught back up to Sample. So now it's back to one big train again, Will.
Yeah, one big train, this big locomotive, 21 cars deep. Don't know where Collins is. Oh, there's Collins. He's basically almost a straightaway ahead.
Yep. I wonder how much longer Bolton's are going to stay out in the front before he's going to be like, all right, let me tuck out and save some fuel here. So then you can go a little bit longer. And I think that's what a lot of these boys are doing here, as they all are single file. But for how long, Will, do you want to stay single file? Because you know and I know, when it comes to it, you're going to start seeing the second lane and third lane go. But you want to make sure you have enough cars with you. And if there's a gap in between, you're going to be off. You're just going to fall back a little bit, and then now you got to rely on the guy behind you who's pushing. Can you guys carry the momentum back up to that pack, and then also get that run to side draft and push your way back up to the front? Side drafting, I would say roughly maybe that 15 to 10 lap mark to go, maybe, if that. But next time by, we'll go to our favorite portion of the night.
As they put another lap, or put Collins another lap down, yes. 2 laps down for the Mellow Yellow machine.
Very unfortunate.
And it just looks like so many guys are just trying to conserve, save fuel a little bit.
We're going to wait. They're making some pit stops. Elliott, Miller, Ostrander, Trzynski, McDonald, all in the pits. So, we'll wait. It's no big deal. See Bolton, Baker. Now you see there, Will, as we were talking about, that second pack now making their move on the outside. As the 5 was trying to put the block on.
He's going to get shuffled in the middle in no man's land, basically, with no help. Right where you don't want to be, gets shuffled back. So he's going to find and be the caboose now on that bottom lane. Not even there. I think he lost the sniff of the draft, maybe, but he's still there. Yeah. So
they're probably going to let him
just getting
between Bonani and Owens, I think, or Cochran. No, he's probably going to fall in behind Cochran. Oh my god, that's horrible. Why?
It better be a good laugh. Anyway, so,
A 10?
yeah, right. Anyway, so
Where's that pallet
this
going?
race, oh, who knows? Could be going, U.S. Postal Service, UPS, FedEx, DHL. I
Anyway,
don't think Amazon
there is a lead
Prime's
change.
going to package the. Oh, there's also Baker being very aggressive to the back of the 94, trying to shove him back out to the lead. But no, that's not going to happen because Farmer shoving, who is that? Sample, to the lead. He's got Mazzella right behind him. They are kind of closing in on the cars that just pitted. They just came out the pits serving a green flag pit stop. You would think these guys are going to, in just a matter of laps, but it's probably a few more laps. I think they short pitted a bit too early, Brian.
All I
Yeah, they
saw was
got
them come down
way
the
off
pit,
sequence.
so I thought they were gonna be coming.
Oh,
That's
four wide going into turn 3. What happened to them?
They're good. They got it all sorted out.
Okay.
That's what I was trying to get to, but I couldn't figure out who it was.
Well, they got it sorted out. They were 4 wide for a brief moment. Some people might need to change some underwear after this race. For sure. So Farmer leading that top line with Mazzella and Bonini. Also Cochran up there. And our good friend Justin. I mean, he's not our good friend, but, Justin up there.
Yeah.
We don't know this Justin as well as we know the other Justin.
Right. We're just so used to saying Justin, so.
Yep.
But Farmer got a good lead on the outside. You're going to see there. They're all going to dive down and lead.
Oh, they left.
Openchowski and 91. I don't know who that is. There ain't no 91 on there. It's probably. Hold on, I'll have to write on board. There it is. That's probably Tucker. We'll figure it out. Yep, Tucker.
Tucker who? Oh, yeah, in the 13, okay. Yes, what's up? This is the AMS Cup Series from Talladega. One caution of the night so far of asking happened earlier at lap 31 for a short recap, so 31 laps, green flag, and now we are at lap 54. Our 54 laps completed, working lap 55, and kind of in the middle of a pit sequence because the cars that you see going a lap down have already pitted. Ostrander, McDonald, and the 8, and basically those getting passed on the outside.
How's it going, Ty? Thanks for tuning in. Yep, these boys just turning them laps. The reason why we didn't do that cutaways because I thought they would pit me for the next couple of laps, so that's my fault. Otherwise, we would have already do it, but that's all right. After this pit stop, we'll go ahead and do it when everybody completes it. So. You see there, McDonald, Elliott, Strander, Miller, Krasinski, all one lap down. Because they did get passed by these leaders here. But they are right in their sight though, so. You see there, Tucker. Oh boy. Oh, KT out there. I don't know yet. They have one so far. These guys are good with their super speedways of not really having that many. So time will tell for sure. Now, well, this is going to get interesting because now they have drivers who pitted early and these guys who haven't pitted at all. It's going to shake it up, and if they're caught somewhere in between this pack here, when it comes time for pitting, the problem is how far off are they going to be? While the others are all linked up, and now you are going to be the lone wolf out.
Yeah, good questions, because like we talked about, we do have a small group that already pitted that is amongst this lead group of cars. Again, they got put a lap down. It's KT, Greg Elliott, McDonald,
Miller, Ostrander, and Owens.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, wonder if that group is going to have enough fuel to make it home if they need another pit stop. The other contenders of the race staying out, going a little bit longer, as we see now more drivers peeling off, making their pit stops. That's Tucker, that's Justin, Baker. So a good percentage of the field pulls off to make another pit stop here.
Yep. And just like that,
Carter, O'Brien, Spear, Taylor, Jason Taylor in there.
Yeah, where's the 10? Oh, there he is. Okay. Just want to make sure that... Because before, the 10 was nowhere near the guys that pitted, which are right there in front of this pack. So they got back on the lead lap, as to where the 10 still one lap down in the Ostrander. So if the 10 and Ostrander can magically get linked up to catch up to Trzynski, Elliott, McDonald, Miller, then I think they would be good to go. But the problem is you don't want to lose too much time. You see here, Will, these drivers do have 34 more laps to go.
Yes, 34 laps to go here in the AMS Cup Series from Talladega. Brought to you by the BNR Racing Network, presented by the BNR Racing Network. However you like to word that, brought to you by, presented, you know, what have you. So,
yes, I agree with you. The 77's got to get caught in gear here. Tyler. Or Ty, sorry, my apologies.
well, maybe he likes to be called Tyler too, who knows?
Well, I don't want to, you know.
You see here, these cars on the bottom lane, the first cars on the bottom lane, the 12, the 8, the 93, the 73, they pitted, so
like
they're trying. Yep, more of the cars, like you just were about to say, more cars that needed to pit again, coming down and pitting, probably, maybe for the final time for these drivers, but maybe not. I still speculate that the ones who just pitted, that started the whole green flag sequence here, they're going to have to come down another time. These guys, I feel like, might be able to make it to the end, maybe. Yeah.
It's going to be close.
It's going to be off.
It's going to be really close.
Super close.
Especially
just like last night. Oh yes. Just like we saw. Well, I saw last night. You were tuning into that as well, but.
All right, then we'll call you T-Dog. That's all right. But anyway, they all pitted, so now the 77 and this pack is going to take the lead away from them. So,
Yeah, Spear, Baker, Carter, Botten, Tucker, O'Brien, and Jason Taylor is the caboose on this front pack here.
and just like that, the 77 comes back up to the front with Baker, the 98, Barton.
Sample and Farmer could get on the back of this train here. They could take over the back spot, and they're going to right there. So 1, 2, that's 14. No, that's 12 cars.
That's 9 cars.
No, okay, 9 cars. Excuse me, 9 cars
You're
on
okay.
this front
I
group.
was just making sure who was the last car in that line, which is Farmer. Mazzella is the pack behind them.
And you see here the 94 ducking out of line, bringing the 13 with him of Tucker. Botten jumps out of line, and he's bringing everybody with him.
Very unfortunate for Neckridge there to go 1 lap down. Will so Neckridge is hoping for a yellow. Oh, and the 5 is 1 lap down too. So we have the short pack on the outside, but sometimes, well, the tandem is better than a bunch of cars on the bottom. It is just on how well you work to get on by them. You see there, the 3 was getting ready to come down in front of the 94, but it quite didn't work out the way he wanted it to, Will. And now that's going to put the 3 car in the sucker hole. But the 77 is going to pick up the 3 and get the 98 to tuck in behind the 3. So 30 laps to go. One caution so far. Yeah, it's going to be close on fuel.
Well, now we can do our crank it up bit.
Yes, we can. Good call, good call. Anyway, we're going to give you guys the awesome sounds of these Gen 7 cars, and we'll let you ride on board with a few drivers here. Enjoy. Will, 23 laps to go. As you see there, you got Sample, Farmer, the 41, Bonani, Cochran. On the outside, then you got Tucker, Bryan, 98 to 94 to 65. The Jedi down there, and a few others on that low line. That was a better
With a big stack up on the outside lane, it looked like, I do believe, so that's going to cost them a little bit of momentum of time and everything, so CC out there on that outside lane.
That was a perfect Michael McDowell move and clear. He didn't lose the rear. He didn't have any of the dirty air.
I think the next question should be is who has exactly enough fuel to get to the checkered flag? Because if we remember right, we do have that group of cars that pitted way early for their final pit stop.
Yes, which is that second pack that is ever so slightly catching up back there of Trzynski, Miller, Elliott, Ostrander, McDonald, Madigan. I think Madigan's good though. Madigan should be alright. I think he just lost some time. Hope I get in this race. My race number will be number 150 mobile. Well, there you go. Well, coming to 20 laps to go.
Yes, indeed. This time by at the stripe will be 20 to go. Like I talked about, who will have enough fuel. We kind of speculate it's going to be close. I'll just say,
Madigan's about to go a lap down.
Yes, he is. He's right there going a lap down to the field right now.
I thought he was in that second pack back there, but I guess not. So, if they get a caution, Madigan will be the first car one lap down. So I got a little nervous there, the way the 10 came down in front of Madigan.
Yeah, it was quite sketchy. That outside lane needs some more cars in it for it to be, worth anything. Right now, it's just a hill of beans. There's no momentum built up or nothing hardly. You need to be more steady than what that line is being. That's why Madigan just deserted it. He went up to the top lane to see what it was doing, but it's doing nothing.
Yeah,
Justin back in the 5, trying to have more control. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, you're absolutely fine. Never mind, I'm just going to take those words I was going to say and stick them in my back pocket. Because I was going to say, I don't think now... I was going to say, well, now Madigan got shuffled up there, but now he won't be able to catch the tail end, but he ended up doing it anyway. That's what I said. I'm going to take those words and just stick them right in the back pocket, so... I tell you, well, it's always these last laps here always get interesting. So far, every race that you called has been interesting coming through that 10 laps to go mark, which is always good because Talladega, at the end, well, if you set up them long runs or that hard charge at the end, it's going to be a good finish. You've seen them both B&R races and SRU, so.
Exactly. Each race I've called from Talladega this week has been extremely different, whether it be the grid size or coming down to the stripe, the checkered flag lap. Something has been miraculous, whether it be carnage on the final lap going through the tri-oval, whether it be an epic side-by-side finish. We saw in the Saturday and Sunday races here at Talladega. that I have called. If anyone else was watching those as well, looks like Ostrander is going to go a lap down. I think that's Ostrander.
Yes, that is.
I believe that's the cars that pitted earlier. They came back down and pitted, I think.
I think they did.
I want to believe.
Because
Yes, they are 40. Yeah, they're about to get lapped again, perhaps, because they're just ahead of the lead pack here. So Brian, I'm starting to really believe everybody's going to have to pit again. Because if those drivers just pitted, and they pitted about 10 laps or so, about 8 laps, I feel like it was 8 laps before everybody else pitted on the last sequence of stops. So therefore, we still get a pit stop from everybody else. We do have to speculate and believe in.
Unless they're saving. As you saw before, as we were in the Crank It Up, you saw the 44 doing some extra lifting. So, and yes, there might be some carnage on that last lap. We'll just have to wait and see. You see there, Madigan getting put in the sucker hole in the middle wheel.
Yeah, there was some cars trying to navigate the lap traffic or the slower traffic per se. Just the cars, getting up to speed, coming out of pit road. Ostrander, one of them, and they went to the top side. So this group has been kind of split up now. They're still trying to navigate, and looks like Mazzella going a lap down.
Yep, McDonald just got put a lap down. So
15 to go here. Coming to 14 at the stripe.
6 to go. Maybe they would have to pit, or maybe a little bit before that. It's going to be close. Absolutely. It's going
to be between 12 to 6 laps to go, I think.
Unless they magically squeeze it off. Well, anyway, a lot of these drivers say 15 to go. It's go time. Unlike me, I say about 10 to 5 lap-ish is go time for me. I still like
10 to 5.
Yeah, I still like to wait and see how these guys are at first. But as soon as I see the 10 to 5 mark, I judge it off of, alright, if we're getting racy this early on, I'm going to wait. So
you see Baker trying to push Tucker up there, but Tucker almost just doesn't seem like he's got the leading car. I know we're all on, everybody's on the same default setup, but even on default, there's just some drivers that seem to have a better leading car than they do a pushing car.
I noticed if you put a Ford in the front and a Chevy behind or a Toyota behind, you can get up there. It's when you put a Toyota, and every now and then, depending on what your settings are in the car for a Chevy, it'll stall you down a little bit. But really, it just all depends, Will, on how you're finessing it, or maybe they was trying to save a little bit of more fuel. Not too sure, but I guess we'll find out. So just like that, pitting in.
So these
Tucker,
pit stops
Baker,
here are...
Bolton, Brian Carter, sorry, did not mean to cut you off.
You're good.
Spear and Taylor, all pitted.
It's good to know who just pitted right there. It's good to know the names of the drivers who are pitting. So you
said it's at least 12 to go.
Yes. This final set of pit stops is truly going to determine the outcome of this race. Who's going to be able to get on and off pit road, that outlap, getting up to speed, on that outlap. So, and where can that first group that pitted,
Oh, can they get slowed down? Oh, that's going to be close. Yes, I agree with you. They have a lot of Chevys in the field. Not too many Yodas, not too many Fords, so.
There's a lot of leagues that are like that, though, that they have a lot of one make, and then there's a few others just sprinkled in here or there. There's a lot of leagues out there that are like that. There's just a lot of Chevy people.
So, we see Mazzella took 4 tires. Not too sure if Cochran did. Just have to wait and see how it all plays out. But
I'm a bit of a car freak. I would have to, if I ever did one day eventually have the ability to have iRacing, I would want to try to have all 3 of them just to see.
Oh, my heart stopped. That was almost bad. That absolutely.
I can't wait to see it on the stream because I missed it. I was kind of just in jib jab land. Oh yeah, ooh, Mazzella almost.
So Bonani's still leading with Sample and Farmer. And then you have O'Brien, Taylor, Tucker, Boughton, which is this pack right here. Bonani, Sample, and Farmer, I do believe they still have to pit. Not too sure.
They were the ones that pitted the last lap by.
Okay. Well then, I believe they're good.
It says Bonini's still in the pits, but he's not. He's out on the track. He's ahead of Sample, right?
Yes.
So.
It's a little glitch.
Yeah. So there is the 3 leaders. The 4-car train right behind them is about to catch them. They're going to go to the outside here with 10 laps remaining, 9 at the stripe. Bonini's going to try to come up and block, but he can't. He's too late of a move. Could have done that a bit sooner and would have been able to pull it off, but he just waited too late.
This is going to hurt these guys. They got to get lined back up as quick as they can, Will. You don't want to be side by side too long. They have more cars, so they should be able to catch them. Coming with 9 laps to go. You see there, Baker's going to let, who was that? Oh, Boughton. Sorry, because Baker's 1 lap down. You see there, Madigan and them now pitted for their last time. 8 laps to go.
8 laps to go, and how dicey and slicey does it get here in the closing laps of this Talladega 260? Not quite 266 because of 90. It's not even 260, it's 250. My apologies. Yeah, 94 laps here is 250. You're okay. It is all good. Bonini and Farmer got a run, but they only had just themselves. They decided not to go anywhere with it, as they're getting kind of racy just behind them. They need to get in line. Okay, they finally do. This is some lap cars now. Madigan is a part of this. He can help control the outcome of the race.
Yes, he can.
The 5 is with him as well, so that is Justin. We know how good of a car he has this evening. We've seen him up the front, but unfortunately, thank you, I was getting there.
You're welcome.
So, Sample gonna look to the outside. Oh, Bonini goes up high. He's going to take Farmer and Sample with, but only 3 cars decide. Oh, and then Tucker goes up, but Bonini didn't like that, so therefore he tries to abandon him, and Tucker goes back to the bottom. 6 laps to go. JT's trying to push O'Brien to this win. Oh! There they go. Ken, oh no, gonna slide. Oh, that's unfortunate. with 6 laps to go. Might as well say 5 3/4 laps to go. Caution comes out on the back straightaway from Button getting loose here from contact being made with Bonini. And unfortunately slides back up on the racing surface and brings out the second caution of the evening.
Yeah.
Bonini comes down the track. My apologies for saying that Button got loose. He did not out of nowhere. He got kind of fender checked. I think Bonini, if anybody, is the one that gets loose in this instance. So my apologies to the Button fans and Button family for saying he got loose. No, he got hip checked, if anything, from Bonini coming down the track. Yeah, just very hard, close, hard charge racing in the final 10 laps of this race. About to be 5 to go. But I don't know if this is going to put us in green-white checkered territory or not.
I think it is. But I think Avery got his lap back.
So that's going to put 16 cars on the lead lap?
Yes.
Yes. We see some cars on the apron, don't know how well that actually works in the digital world and the sim world of actually getting fuel to the pickup in the digital race cars, but we know in the real world, that helps not being up on the banking, so maybe it also
Madigan got the lap back. Avery got lucky and stood on the lead lap, so Madigan's now back on the lead lap. Well,
17 cars on the lead lap. I guess we will have.
This is going to be interesting. That's just what Madigan needed, I guess. Ended up working out in his favor.
Yeah, this will probably put us in the green white checkered. Maybe. Yeah, it will. Man, oh man. So you're going to have teammates more than likely starting first and third with O'Brien and JT. Tucker is going to have Farmer more than likely behind him.
Yeah. So the only thing that I know is when you ride the apron, it puts heat in the tires. Maybe if you clutch it down there on the straightaways, you can probably save a little bit more fuel. I'm not too sure. Haven't done it. Absolutely not. Only thing I know is if you get down the apron there and you swerve left and right, then
yeah, that's why they banned it.
Yeah.
That's why the Coca-Cola eNASCAR series banned traditionally what you see under pace laps or under caution laps. You'll see, on the televised actual races, you'll see the drivers swerve back and forth to either clean the tires or try to generate some type of heat while under pace laps. And, the digital or the eNASCAR drivers were trying to do that as well, but there was a way, like what Brian just said, the apron was able to heat the tires up while at a significant pace speed, right? So everybody was basically doing it except for like a couple of teams, and they put the hammer on that and banned that really quick, like only a few races into the season did they ban that. So,
well, the pace lights are off, Will, on that Ford. First green white checkered, I'm not sure how many they have.
I think it's unlimited attempts. I could be wrong. I could be.
Well,
I went to search.
This is going to be interesting.
It could be 3 or it could be unlimited. I remember looking one day and I can't
I
remember
think
what
it's
I
unlimited.
found. So
I think it's unlimited. Oh, Farmer with a blink. So Tucker's going to be on the outside. O'Brien and Taylor, the two teammates, are on the inside there. So yeah.
So, like you said, lights are out on the pace car. Everybody doubled up. Hopefully, for the final time of asking, we will get the green flag. iRacing Spotter will let us know when green is back on, and that's when these drivers will stomp on that loud pedal. I like it, when Brian leaves the spotter on.
It helps us out.
Oh yeah, especially me.
Green flag.
Oh, Tucker with a bad start.
Very bad start. Don't know if he spun the tires, just had it in the wrong gear. So JT right there, they're going to get ganged up on here, I feel. Sample going to the outside. JD going all the way upstairs to block this.
Oh, what a block.
He's going to get
they got
pushed.
it.
JT now in the bottom line being pushed by Farmer. Bonini is there. He's got Michael Cochran. Haven't talked much about Michael today. Hey, Michael. And the Sinclair machine. Here they come off of turn 4, hopefully for the final time. Or not necessarily the penultimate time. My apologies. Getting ahead of ourselves, aren't we, Willie? Here we come to the white flag.
Oh, the bobble!
Almost beating and banging. Oh my goodness, Barney's waving the white flag. Final time here at Talladega. JD, I said JD. That is not JD. But O'Brien back to the lead. Here we come off of turn 2 down the back straightaway. Sample giving one heck of a push. There's Randy. That's definitely Randy. JT hard in the wall. Hard in the wall, down the back straightaway. Don't know who else is going to get collected in that, but 4 cars right now, 4-car breakaway. It is O'Brien leading this, Sample pushing all over, trying to block and win this race. O'Brien gonna win it, but it's a battle for second. Oh, I think Sample got second, I think. What some great blocking, great maneuverability by O'Brien to place his car in just the right positioning to have control and win this race. Oh man, it's a tie. It's a tie for second place. Sample, it says Sample has it on the scoring pylon, but it's both .19.
As we see here, poor Taylor. Not sure what had happened.
Yeah, they just get bobbled up coming through the tri-oval there, coming to the white. And I think Farmer just accidentally hooks him. That's kind of what it looks like. I don't know if it was... I don't think it was intentional, but then more chaos ensues. It looks like they got 4 wide after JT finds the wall. They're trying to scatter to avoid JT there in the 44, and they get 4 wide, almost 5 wide. Well, they basically kind of were. And oh my goodness, just more calamity here.
Oh,
Didn't really see any big wrecks until the final lap of the race. Then we see just calamity, like I said, just chaos, just carnage. But O'Brien, he is burning it down. I, accidentally called him JD, but it's kind of hilarious.
hey, it's all right. Happens to the best of us.
Oh yeah,
That was a very good finish. I don't know. I think Talladega has always been that good. Um, they always end up doing.
well, let's get to our podium finishers, the race results. Sean O'Brien Jr. with the win here tonight. Take home the overall victory. Randy Sample, Michael Tucker, that's a photo finish for second, but Randy gets him by the hair of his chinny chin chin. Michael Cochran fourth. Josh Farmer rounds out the top five. Avery McDonald sixth. Greg Elliott. Chris Ostrander eighth. Jonathan Mazzella Antonio Bonini in 10th position. That rounds out the top 10. Keenan Miller in 11th position. Michael Carter, 12th. Joseph Madigan, 13th. Kevin KT in 14th position. Adam Button in 15th. Jason Taylor, 16th. Aaron Spears, 17th. Brian Baker, 18th. Brian, you got the rest.
John Neckrich, 19. Justin Openchowski, 20th. Clint Collins, 21st. Matt Owens, 22nd. And Will Roberts, 23rd.
All right, now we can get to Michael Tucker and hear his thoughts of this race. This was one heck. It turned. Yeah, I'll tell you what. It turned into a barn burner. That's for sure.
This was that photo finish to the line real quick.
Oh man, they're beating and banging right behind them too. Holy moly! But yeah, this photo finish second place.
That was close. Alright. I'll go ahead and talk with Tucker here. Tucker. Do not see Tucker.
Well, if Michael's not there, we can go ahead and get second.
Oh, Randy. Randy.
How you doing?
Wonderful this evening. How about yourself coming home second place? I know it's not the first position. No, it's not the winning position. But man, well, what a race tonight, Randy. It had a bit of everything. Strategy, great side-by-side racing at times. Just tell us about it from your perspective, Randy.
Yeah, it was everybody thought we was gonna be able to make it on two stops, and it found out quickly that it wasn't gonna work. Pace was too fast, so everybody had to adjust and go for the 3-stop. And then so it was just kind of playing fuel mileage for the first two, and then at the end, before the third stop, we wanted to pick the pace up and get to the front. So that's what we worked on, and got up to the front. Made that third pit stop, and then from there it was just a splash and go. So we just needed to stay in the front.
Well, I mean, it was one heck of a strategy call, that's for sure. Trying to make it on 2 stops, which I would have thought 3 for sure. Don't even try to make it on 2, because it was going to be too much of a hard sell, right? Like you said, because of the pace you guys were actually able to be holding this evening. Just tell us your thoughts of that final that final restart, that green white checkered that we had. From your positioning.
I was just going to push Sean as hard as I could push him, and won't go on lift, and couldn't really get the run coming to the checkered to make try to make a pass, but I think the 9 or the 13 he side drafted me and pulled me back a little bit, so just had to kind of ride for a second and keep pushing Sean.
That was an epic photo finish between you and Michael Tucker there in the 13 for second place. Really, once you guys got side by side, it was basically O'Brien's race to lose somehow or another, right? But like you talked about, you guys were side drafting each other and so forth. Dover's next week. I got ahead of ourselves. I thought this was the start, or this was the final race before the chase. I was getting ahead of myself. I love doing that. But anyway, Randy, next week's Dover. What's the thoughts and the mindset, the preparation whenever you go into a Dover race?
Yeah, it's tire management. Dover's big on tires, and if you overheat them quick, then you're going to be done within 30 laps. So it's going to be, at least from my standpoint, it's going to be tire saving in the beginning and then push when everybody else is trying to hold on.
Indeed. The monster can't really chew up the tires if you abuse them early. So, like you said, got to really take care of what you got. Any final thoughts, shout-outs, anything to that nature before we let you go celebrate this at P2, Randy?
No, appreciate it.
Alrighty, buddy. Awesome
Have a
job
good
on
one.
it. Yep. Next up, well, we have Sean. Not JD.
Yep.
How would I done it too? Sean.
Hey, Sean.
What's up, guys?
Oh, just, watching an epic finish to this race. But pretty much, Sean, you whenever you and JT got up to the front, or anytime you got up front, you were trying to control the race, and that's really what you got to do here at these plate tracks or the drafting style tracks. You really have to be in control if you want to lead, and that's what you were able to do the couple of times you got out front, right? So you, JT, and a couple of others had some good strategy going, I felt like, and it really paid off for you at the end of this race to be in the right positioning. Tell us about it from your perspective, and then tell us about that restart, man. You went up top to block. I thought, man, you going up top, I almost thought that was like almost done for. But then you had a push from Randy there that led you back to the lead. That just tell us about it from your point of view, Sean.
Yeah, me and Jason, we've been on the same team, for 8 years now. So we're always on the same page. We're always working together, know exactly what we're gonna do, and that's a really big thing at these plate tracks, especially of this car, because you can kind of like two-car tango a little bit, like how you used to in like 2011. So it's really about having someone you trust on your rear bumper, and just being able to know exactly what's going to happen. Well, you never know exactly what's going to happen. But strategy-wise, we spent probably the first 60 laps or so in this race about 50%, 60% throttle, just trying to save gas. That first run, we were trying to stretch as far as we could, because it was possible to two-stop in 70 3 stops, but the way the cautions fell, it kind of ruled that out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's really... people think about plate tracks that the most important part is like knowing when to time your run, knowing how to avoid wrecks. It really is about getting on and off pit road, and me and Jason both did ours perfectly tonight. And that's, with these races, that's how you see the packs get broken up, is on pit road, knowing exactly how much fuel to take, not taking too much so you lose time, knowing whether or not to take tires, and just nailing that entry. I've been doing iRacing since 2011, so it's just always been trying to perfect down to the pixel where you gotta slam on those brakes and try and get into pit road.
Exactly.
And then that restart, Jason just said, "Watch for the bump." Like he was gonna accelerate, and when he hit me, we were gone. And that's exactly what happened. It sucks for him. I'm pretty sure he wrecked out, but yeah. Then it was just kind of managing the lines, just managing Randy in the top, Jason on the bottom. And shout out to Randy. He could have easily, put me 3 wide, left me out to dry. But, he's a stand-up guy. He's a Team Connie guy. All those Team Connie guys are nothing but class. So, honestly, there are 2 people I couldn't have won Live Out Live, and that's Jason and Randy. So, big shout out to them.
Yeah, it was a pretty much there was a couple of lull moments, like you said, back whenever you guys were trying to maybe stretch it to a 2-stopper or maybe conserve a little bit where you guys were just riding in line, right? But, that's going to be that way at these tracks sometimes. But there was really great side-by-side moments. You guys were really racy throughout the race, I thought. And, the pit stops was always great, seeing who was able to get on and off pit road like you talked about. That is always key here. Like you said, people think it's about, finding the best drafting partner or working well in the draft together or, just trying to work the lanes or something like that. But no, I agree with you. It is all about, trying to get off and on pit road properly. Next week is Dover, Sean. So what's the mindset, the preparation like going into a Dover race for you?
Dover, of course, has that concrete surface just like Bristol, and that track, they call it the Monster Mile. He loves to eat tires. So it's all about just keeping that right front cool, that right rear cool. If you overheat that right front, you're gonna wish you didn't wake up that morning. So it's really all about tire management, especially there.
Well, Sean, congratulations on the win here tonight. Any final thoughts, shout-outs, anything else you'd like to add about the race, bud?
Just shout out Jason S. Taylor, rest of the Black Flag guys. Shout out Randy, all the guys at Team Connie, Michael, Dustin Hall, Adam Benfield. I've known them forever. They're a bunch of class guys. I know how iRacing has slowly become like a e-sport and everyone's super competitive, but they've always just said, you know what, we're out here to have fun. This isn't, obviously Michael Connie has made a living out of this, but most guys know that this is just a hobby, and we're doing this for fun. That's why all these guys are out here every Monday night. We're just having fun. Exactly. So shout out to Randy, shout out to you two for every single Monday broadcasting these races. I know it ain't easy trying to fit it into your schedules. We all appreciate what you guys do, and yeah.
Well, thank you for the kind words, and hopefully carry this momentum forward next week to Dover and have a good run there. And that's where we will see you again, is at Dover next week, Sean. So, like I said, congratulations, and go celebrate this win, man.
All right, thanks, guys. See you later.
No problem.
Well, Brian, an excellent overall race here tonight in the AMS Cup Series. Once again, coming from you live from Talladega, Alabama. So next week, next Monday, same bat time, bat channel, we will be at Dover Downs, Delaware for that race next week. I think it's 175 miles, something like that. I'd have to double check. But anyway, the Monster Mile next week. Tomorrow, the B&R Truck Series heads to
the last great Coliseum.
Oh, yes, Bristol, baby. So that's where we will be tomorrow night at 7:30
Central.
Yes, indeed. Yes, 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern. So if you guys want to come out and tune in there, we would like to thank each and every one of you for coming out, tuning in, and cheering on your favorite AMS Cup Series driver here at the 250 from Talladega, or just, hanging out with me and Brian, however you like it. It can be a struggle at times, or it could be a load of balling fun. That would have been awkward if I kept saying what I was about to say. But anyway, You know, next week, Dover, the Monster Mile, Miles the Monster. You know, how many cars will he chew up and spit out? So until we see you tomorrow night at Bristol, we just got to make a short drive up to Thunder Valley. We will see you guys then, and hopefully each and every one of you will